Yamo bibia kwa babiem Samfam Adom TV Badwam dwumadie no so na oh my Ghana mu afia hyase mu ani na nsam a esisie no ebi mu awram said o man hene ene kwabla Adom e de awie men's gold de enro so yebo mu amane e de ekire mo hu Jesus na ye kire mo no ene ne enya bre na yabubu ni nyina mu baako sei e de akire wo nyame ani mu ne asam no emu aya na de ansa kra na bekoso no happy birthday nkoma miankasa me baba yo a na na ma anima opoku happy birthday nkoma wo STEM preparatory school ye wo dichemso e okumase na na ma ubenyina bete nyankopon hirawo na onye okese pa ye broni ba ko pa ye nya na busuan mu no nti na na ma happy birthday nkoma onima papa bi na wenso Sergeant Japan Bio wo Jubilee House happy birthday nkoma oba Eva Akosua Japan or UCC and we wish you a happy birthday na ya brefo dan so say happy birthday nkoma Kofitando aka Nana wo takwa nti happy birthday Kofitando a wo takwa dodo na animu Nana happy birthday na yentoa ene yenkomo no so won share ya ko Facebook Adom TV e da ho live share na obia nhunu na obia nso nkyere na dwene emfasa asam no ho na asam no se wo neto wo a ebia ankenye nie na me yehwe se sa asam we so ebia to obi dendenden a wanya kamafo wanya oboafo nti enei sebi ebia ye twa ne nan anase bia wodadam sesi ya ne nan epro asam ne sei enu asa de ye share ase ye nua ba papa bi o nurse ni professional papa bi wo ye na dwuma wapon adwuma akofa ne ba wono sa bread o last year ne si tina akra no anya fe ene abosumi nsia 1 year 6 months wapon wakofa ne ba ya wo mu kofie enti ayi mahama kwan yese for airport residential area ho wapon na kwa mu awo kwa na ne car no develop a fortune enti aja oba de aja hina a one no anso wo twukwa ofre no kuru sese na car na eye kwansini ena Uber driver mobroni fuo bi a wo hu sa de nani atoto saa no ye so obeboa no menka ne tentini ni tieti asa de beye bekwa akotie afu ono ankasa anumu na ka bi firi pan ya be soa obey ama ne nan nara they say nade ene hyemu Uber driver no so ba bi ono so de no so beba na se papa no a wode car no bo wo mo saa no eye sojani na nsam wonwonan jeze soja ni ayan kanasam court ni enko fine a 960 Ghana cedis 1000 Ghana sister no make us ne 9 no nurse ni wonkwa adwuma ne ba no ne yenkonko tie oba no se de asam no eyeye na wa wo de wonsu tie bi ye wi a ebeto so.
On the 31st of May, I closed from work. I'm a nurse. Like I went to pick my child. I felt a sudden jerk in my car. So I decided to park. So we're standing right in front of the car. Within a twinkle of an eye, I just felt a bang.
Two questions. Why in particular were you standing? Were you not having a triangle behind your car?
No, I wasn't having a triangle, but I had a hazard lights on, and the Good Samaritan that I said was an Uber driver. He also had his hazard lights on. We were parked at the shoulder of the road. The road was actually a double lane, and there was enough space for cars were passing. And there was enough space for everyone to pass. So,
and then what happened after you had parked?
Yes.
And then the Good Samaritan was helping you to check the problematic car.
Yeah.
And what happened that moment?
I opened the bonnet, and then the guy was about checking the car. So we were standing right in front of the car, and suddenly I felt a bang, like a car ran into my car from the back. That day, my child was in the car. He was in the baby seat. Okay. But I attacked 1 year, 6 months. Then he was 1 year, 6 months. He was in the stuck in the baby seat. Guy ran into the car from the back where he was actually sitting and pushed the car from, it was quite a distance that the other guy also parked. He ran into the car and pushed my car into the car that was parked ahead of me.
If I understand you very well, then and there you never saw anything again?
Yes, I didn't realize what happened. Then suddenly, when I woke, I saw that I was on the floor. And then people...
You on the floor?
I was lying on the floor.
Okay.
It was a very bad situation. My dress was open, everything. I was just, my undies, there was some water and everything, water, dirty water running under me. And I saw a lot of bystanders trying to tell me what happened to me. Some were like, oh, you have an accident, you have an accident. Who should we contact? I was so confused. I couldn't feel my legs. I didn't know I was injured. I couldn't feel anything in my legs at that moment. So all I thought about was my child. So I started screaming, my child, my child. And they were like, there's no child around here. And I said, my child is in the car. So when they opened the car, he was in. By God's grace, he was fine at that moment, but he was just quiet, and you could see he was so scared. And then I wanted to get up. Then I realized, and I looked at my legs, and I realized my legs were broken severely. The right leg was all cold like this. The other, I couldn't rise. So the bystander was like, no, don't get up, don't get up. Your legs are broken. Who should we call? And I said, my husband. So by God's grace, I was able to remember my husband's number, and I gave it to one of the guys. My vision was quite blurred, so I could see some security guys around. Some were in reflectors on their uniform, so I couldn't see the name tags or anything. So they also came to help, and they applied some cream on my legs, but I couldn't recognize them. At that moment, then suddenly I started feeling so much pain. People were carrying, this person would carry my child. I was so scared, all alone. So they brought a taxi. A taxi driver actually came and parked.
Where was the Uber driver who was helping you at that moment?
That moment, I couldn't see him. I couldn't see him. I couldn't see a lot of things, but I could see my child and the people that were around and the security men around. It was later on that I was in the hospital that I realized he was also injured, but he was able to rescue me. I realized, I was told I was in between the cars with the bonnet on my head. So yeah, so he called some few people. They had to pull the two cars, they had to separate the two cars and then bring me out. So I passed out briefly. So they placed me on the pavement block. Within some few minutes, I was able to regain consciousness a bit.
The person in particular who took you to the hospital, were you able to, identify the person? What did the person tell you when you go to the hospital? What were you told by doctors and everybody at the hospital? No,
from the accident scene, they were just people that I didn't know. It was just a taxi driver and some other guy who called my husband. I didn't know them from anywhere. They were just good Samaritans who decided to help out. The security men that came to help, they were there, but they didn't offer to escort us. And the guy that even ran into the car, he came out, I could see him. He came out, someone pointed out to me, this is the guy that ran into your car. Then he was just standing with his two hands on his waist and he was looking down, looking at me. He wasn't saying anything. So the taxi driver and some other guys put me into the car with my child. Then they spoke with my husband. Then they took me to Greater Accra Regional Hospital.
When you go to the hospital and realized that you couldn't walk again, what was the feeling like? How was it like?
I started crying. In fact, at the accident scene, when I couldn't get up to carry my child, I was crying. I was crying because I actually attempted getting up. And I felt so much pain in my legs. So I started crying. And then the people who were carrying me into the taxi to They didn't know how to even lift me. They were touching me everywhere. I had to instruct them as to what they should do. So I was in so much pain, and my legs started getting swollen. And so many thoughts were going through my mind. How would I be able... my 2 legs are broken. I was so sad. I'm going to the hospital. I'm just from work. So many, as if my life was coming to an end. What would happen to me? How would I take care of my child? I don't know, so many thoughts. I was just crying and crying before. And then on our way to, there was a lot of traffic. The taxi drivers were honking and honking, and they were gesturing to the people, accident, give way. No one, people were not minding us. I was in the pain for about 30 minutes in the traffic, crying in so much pain. My legs were cold in the taxi. It was just quite a small taxi before we got to the... So my husband actually called. He wanted to meet us on the way. So I heard the guys telling him there's a lot of traffic on the way. So if he can, he might miss him. So he should meet us at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital. So by the time we got there, he was even there trying to secure a place before we got there. Oh, when I got to the hospital, that's where I work. It's the Greater Accra Regional Hospital I work. So I called my colleagues. You know, they were assuring me, you'll be fine, you'll be okay. But my left leg, I was told, the surgeon came to assess and then told me that if they don't operate on it as soon as possible, it might die off. So, and then it might be cut off. So they had to do an emergency surgery for the left leg. And the right one was so swollen that it had to be elevated, like raised on pillows for some time before they could do the surgery on it. It was a very difficult moment. I was lying at the hospital. I was lying on my back throughout. For how many months? About 2 weeks. I was lying on my back. My back was hurting. I was, unfortunately too, I was in my menses. I couldn't take care of myself. I couldn't bath for the 2 weeks. They had to just rub, which I wasn't used to eating. I had to poo under myself. I had to be in diapers at this time. And my child too, because of the accident, he felt, I think psychologically he wasn't well, though he was assessed to be fine, but he felt sick. You know what, I couldn't take care of him. He would see me, he would start crying. He wouldn't want to go home at 1 year, 6 months. And my husband too, we were just, my husband, myself, and my child. So you can just imagine what happened. We had to call relatives to come. It gave us so many disorganized moments. My husband was working, he had to take a lot of days off from work to be taking care of me, carrying me. That was later that I was from the back. When I was in the hospital, feeding me, turning me, cleaning me, bathing, all the activities of daily living, I couldn't do them on myself.
How was life like when you got back from the hospital to the house? Your child is in the house, your husband is in the house. How was daily life like?
It was bad. It was horrible. The day I would leave the hospital to the house, I was so sad. I was imagining how I would cope without my 2 legs, how I would go to the washroom, how I would take care of my child. When we got home, my husband had to carry me from the hospital. We used the wheelchair, but into the car. From home, he had to carry me from outside, everywhere, into bed. I want to pee, he would have to carry me here and there. He would have to clean me because I wasn't able to turn myself. When I have my menses, my husband really went through. It wasn't easy. He really went through a lot. And my child, he didn't know what was happening to me. He wanted me to carry him, and he wanted me to take him where he wants to go. and I wasn't able to go anywhere with him. Yeah, I wasn't able to bath him, clean him, or do. He was so confused. You could just see. I wanted to carry him. I wanted to bath my child. I wanted to go and make his meals, live the normal life, carry him around, but I couldn't. I couldn't raise my legs to do anything for him.
How was the feeling like when your child wants my mom to carry me and mom cannot carry me?
It wasn't like my legs were there and I couldn't carry him, but the pain alone, the pain I was feeling, and that motherly instinct of not able to take care of your baby. It's not that he was so grown that you would be like, okay, you are grown, you can take care. But 1 year, 6 months, that virtually depends on you for everything. You can imagine, he didn't even understand, so he ends up crying. He ends up crying.
When you see your baby crying, what do you do?
I feel so sad. Sometimes I also cry. I try to do things to make him comfortable, but he didn't know. He would be pulling my hand. I should get up. And I didn't know what to do for him at the moment. The father tries to, but the father couldn't do, the father is there, the father plays his part, but the mother too has to play his part. Other relatives tried, but they couldn't take that place of the mother.
I want to believe that you would have had that same party on your child. You would have loved to carry him. Now the situation is not allowing you to carry him. Do you feel that at that moment somebody may have deprived you of being a mother to your child?
So not just at that moment. The moment that I had the accident that strangers were carrying my child, that people that I didn't know, this person pulls him here, this one pulls him here, and I couldn't do anything. That moment that he was found in other people's hands, I felt he wasn't safe. If I had not opened my eyes at the moment, I felt someone would have taken him away. Then at the hospital too, he was exposed to so many things. I realized when we were entering the hospital, I am working there, so I was okay. Dead bodies, they were taking him to dead bodies, sick people here and there, because it was just the father carrying him and he had to attend to me at the same time. He was exposed to so many things, so many infections at the hospital, and then I couldn't do anything for him.
Nobody from the family could be able to help us at that?
At that moment, it was then that my husband was calling the relatives to come, and he was taking charge of the situation. So he was deprived of so many things, and psychologically too, the father wasn't set to actually give him all the care he needed, because he had to focus on me, give me what I needed. He was lost at that moment, so it's like he was torn in between before someone could come and help. It wasn't an easy moment. Yeah, it's just grace. One, for my child, he was sick. When I was in the hospital, I think 2 days later, I called and I was told he was feverish, really, really sick. And the father had to come, and he was with relatives, and he was breathless, and they had to rush him to the hospital. And I wasn't there to take care of him. I didn't know what was happening to him. They rushed him to the Trust Mother and Child at Osu. He was in the hospital. I was also in the hospital. I felt so sad. Like, we've never found ourselves in those situations before. We were always there taking care of him. I couldn't take care of him. I couldn't do anything for him. It was so bad. It was so lonely. Anytime the father brings him to visit at the hospital, you could see the loneliness that he was feeling. He didn't understand what was happening to the parents. Yeah.
The gentleman who caused all these issues, did he by any means visit you in the hospital? Or did you foot your bills at the hospital?
No, he visited. He visited at the hospital later on.
How many times? looking at the time you were there?
Oh, like 5 times. Let me see, 4 to 5 times he came and visited. But footing the bills, he didn't foot the bills. He just came and brought 3,000 Ghana cedis. 3,000 Ghana cedis was my hospital that supported with my husband that took care of all my bills. But since that time that he brought 3,000 Ghana cedis, 3,000 for surgeries, 2 surgeries. I went to the theater 2 times. I have implants in both legs, metals in both legs. And what can 3,000 Ghana cedis cater for? My medications, the surgery itself, and all the other things, buying X-ray, everything. It was my facility and then my husband who supported. Even when the day before I would be discharged, my husband informed him that, now I'm a bit better. I had to be brought home to continue the care. Then we go for the review subsequently. He never came on the day of discharge. He didn't come.
This gentleman, do you really know him? How did he introduce himself to you? Who do you know him to be?
When he came during the accident, the first day, he never introduced himself. I didn't know who he was until he came to visit at the hospital. So I was told he's a military man, a WO. I didn't know him from anywhere. It was through the accident that I got to know him. Yeah.
But he was a WO, that is the rank, do you know his?
Yes, please.
What's the name, if you know?
Ralph Goka. W. Ralph Goka. Yeah, that was his name.
Did he tell you his station?
No, then he didn't tell me his station. It was later on that I heard from my husband where he was, but he didn't give me any official introduction as to. He said he was a military man. He has his station at the north. Yeah, that's all I knew.
At the north?
Yes.
Not in Accra?
No, not in Accra. So when he came to visit at the hospital, I tried to ask him what really happened. So I asked him that what happened, because I was parked at the shoulder of the road. The road was double lane. Why couldn't he just pass? Other cars were passing. And I had my hazard lights on. He said he saw the hazard light. He saw the hazard light. He realized the car was parked. But he didn't know what happened at that moment. He said he was in a hurry. By the time he realized, he had already run into the car. But he told the Uber driver a different story.
Which the Uber driver told you?
Yes. That at the accident scene, the Uber driver asked him why he had to run into the car that was parked at that side and not on the road. From the Uber driver, he said he was actually running into a truck. So for him to save his car, he veered off to use my car to save his car. It's not knowing there was someone standing in front of the car. That was what he said during the day of the accident. But later on, he just said he saw the hazard lights on. He knew the car was parked, but he just ran into the car, not knowing what happened to him.
That's what he told you when you
Yes, when he got to the hospital, and I asked him what happened.
vehicle that was involved in the accident, who took the bills of repairing it, or you were bought a new car?
Oh, my husband had insured the car, so it was a comprehensive insurance, so they took care of the bills. Because the Ravgoka, the blue Ravgoka, was not having an insurance that would take care of the car. that will take care of the car, the accident car. So my husband's insurance had taken care of it. So,
the car that was involved in accident was the car insured?
Yes.
Not yours, but...
No, his car, later on we realized his car was not insured. He was not even having a driving license, a driver's license. He presented an insurance number, but later on it was discovered that the insurance number he brought was fake.
Which insurance company was that?
I can't remember right now.
You can't remember the insurance company in particular?
Yeah, in particular.
So, looking at life before the accident, how was living like?
Okay, as a mother, a young mother, a wife, and a nurse, as a mother, from home, I would have to take care of the house, my child, my husband, making sure everything is in order. You can imagine, I wouldn't be able to do any of those things if I don't have legs. I'm so sorry. It was at that moment that I realized that people who, in one way or the other, get deformed or injured are really going through a lot. I was just imagining myself, how would it be if I'm not able to walk? How would I be able to send my child to school? Because my child's school was close to my workplace. Sending him to school, bathing him, going to buy things in the market. Everything virtually has to be done with me walking. Working, nursing is something that you can't sit at a table and take care of your patient. You'd have to walk from patient to patient. And I was like, am I coming to lose my job? Is this the end of it? A lot of thoughts was going through my mind. How would I carry my child at the back? How would I be in the kitchen and cook? So many, how would I bath? When I got home, bathing, I couldn't stand on it. I had to be in the wheelchair to be cleaned day in, day out, because I had cast on my legs that if I should bath and the water enters, it will bring an infection. After cleaning me with just towel and water and soap, I feel itchy all over my skin, because it was about 2 months I wasn't going through a normal shower. I wasn't able to clean myself well. I wasn't able to do anything as a wife for my husband. It was so difficult. Some people might think that, oh, you are going through it day in, day out. They come and visit you. You are able to talk to them. But when you are alone with your husband, or when you are alone on your own, so many thoughts come through your mind with the metals in your legs that I haven't gone through completely. I have another surgery to go through. Psychologically, before I could do, I'm a health worker, but before I could go through those two surgeries, so scary, and anything can happen when you are undergoing a surgery. Anything can happen. So what if my legs don't turn out well? How will I cope later on? How would I work? How will I take care of my home? So many things, so many fears. I was so scared. Psychologically, I wasn't fine. I was getting angry every now and then. My husband too, sometimes he was also going through a lot of stress, and I also add my anger to it. It wasn't easy for him. My self-esteem had reduced. I was like, so what's happening to me? Wheelchair, every time I'll be in the wheelchair, they'll be pushing me around. They had to carry me. Sometimes I'll feel pressed to go to the washroom. Maybe my mom is cooking or carrying my child in there. I had to wait for her. Or because I know she's doing something, I'll be like, okay, don't be ungrateful, just hold it a bit. I have to hold it and wait. Maybe my husband has gone on other rounds where other things he had to do, and maybe buy something. Yeah, I have to hold it. Or I want to go to the loo, the toilet, excuse me to say, you have to hold that. Bathing my child, he wasn't used to other people bathing him. So when you want to bath, you start crying. Then you come and pull you that she come and bath him. I would be like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't bath you. Then he just starts to cry, and I wouldn't even know how to explain that to him. At that moment, I felt I became a burden. I became so much burden. I became as if I was useless at the moment. So many thoughts were going through my mind. So what am I used for right now? I can't take care of my child. I can't go to the washroom myself. I can't work. And I had wounds on my legs that had not healed. That the legs were so weak that they had to come and open it and be dressing the wound. When I see the wounds on my legs and then how they were looking, it was so scary. Though I'm a health worker, but it was so scary. Looking at the wounds that they have to be doing, dressing here for me, in front of relatives, all the privacy was gone. There was no privacy for you because people have come, they know everything. Someone has to come and see you, that they are cleaning you. Someone has to come and see you, they have to put pants or diapers on you, something that you are not used to. Like, they've invaded everything. There was no private life. They know, they go everywhere, come in, they cook. Someone has to cook and help your husband out, feed your child. So I was exposed to so many. No, I can't do everything. What I used to do. Right now, by God's grace, I'm recovering. But now I'm not able to walk for a longer distance. I'm not able to carry my child for long. I can sit and carry him. But when I stand to carry him from here to the door, I feel so much pain in my legs. I can't stand in the kitchen and cook for long. I'm not able to bend because my legs feel very stiff. I'm not able to stand in the kitchen to cook for long. I can do some few things and then have to come and sit down. Oh, when the thing happened, I was angry at him. I was very angry, but I don't hate him. I don't hate him because I know it's life and anything can happen. But what makes me feel that he has no regrets is that he doesn't show so much concern. I wanted him to put himself in my shoes, that if I were the wife or if I were the daughter, that someone, he's a military man, that someone just ran into the person and is so negligent and has ignored the person. Even if he comes and I get angry, he should try to be calm. But he rather sometimes wants to get angry. And I realized that for some time I haven't heard from him. I haven't heard from him. He doesn't know how I'm doing. About, I think, 3 months now, I haven't heard from him. And I realize he has no remorse. Yeah. And I feel he feels he's a military man. Maybe no one can touch him. And I'm a civilian, so yeah, he's...
If you get into the hole, you tell him.
Oh, if I get him today, I haven't constructed anything to tell him, but when you throw a ball against a wall, it runs back to you. If you do good, you do it for yourself. If you do bad, do it for yourself. It's life. Someone can do the same thing for him, to his child, to the wife. And when it happens, he should remember that he's done it to someone. But I pray he doesn't find himself in the same situation that my husband and I and my family, we found ourselves in. There are so many things that we've gone through that I can't really even say or remember to say them right now. A lot of it. I'm sure if I want to say all, it would be more than what I have said, yeah.
Asam no areho me de mera hwan kasa na utie ne latter party ya brofo no wo kan nti ama ayeyi ba na asam no wo hwe latter party ho no a sa sojani soko sojani na odeka no ebo no a insurance ye fake ono anso a woni license chese on show bibi na ye nuaba na ka no se ankomfa no ho nhye ne mu se bia sa wo yire no ena wo adwuma na obi de ka abo de sa nka be den anasa wo baba na wanyina duru se na obi aye de sa nka be den onka se be ye ne nan ma ne nye se de na tie no but at least we nipa 3 months ni on friend no edia chese wa kotua bi ntina ye se no ano no what say ne life shell ba wa no hwe ne ma ne ba kama o hwe kunu se wontimi nyina ho no aduane nche wontimi nso ne ba mu nyina ho nche se ne ma bebre no wa course ye sa ne ma we nyina wontimi nyama no banka efe ade achi bia kra se nya everyday mpo na ebia twice a day bia thrice a day bi wa frɛ me nua ba ho te sɛn menim sɛ nya minti ho beto bia ebia nke no mpo kra be ye enough for her and in the family. Say what say what will be the dreams. Anka that should be a person or no. And you know now didn't do Papa won't know did that sorry. I won't want to you okay. And it's so crack me because say me and Kamede me be brave. And it's so painful. And it's a shay wo bo wudi wuni mo ho busia for omuni mudi baby I wo and then wo shay friend. Na kakra soja ni die once a soldier always a soldier sika ne kakra wo ho fa be hwe no fa be support no because say abaye ni kunu ne nko a adwuma wo ye adwuma nipa mienum na ye dey na akoka nipa ba akopɛ sisi a wo mo wo baby a wo mo dream e ma akra no say wa be kate no na wo nam na no family mu ye okay mareho yenkonko tie ni kunu nso die be ma chese onu na eyi ne pad ne sine pants enye easy yenko tie be ma nso a wote ne ba bia ne yire frɛ no se ne ka nya fort a wanya oboafo ma ne hwɛ na the next minute on san konya ko obie mu a I'm dying young guy onu so asiso say no onu so asem we wote ye say no osi manage no enye easy yenko tie be ma nso emra.
How did you get to hear about the news, and when you heard about it, what was your next action?
Okay, so around 4 p.m. of Friday, 31st May, and I got a call from, I think before the 4 p.m. I spoke to her, and there was a problem with the car she was driving, so she said to me someone had come to park. So, and I said, okay, then let me speak with the person. So, before I hung up, a call came again from her line. The call dropped and another call came again from her line. And she was like, Kwame, I'm dying. And I was like, but what happened? I just spoke to you, so why are you dying? And someone later called me. After she said she was dying, the call dropped, and then someone called me with another line and said that my wife was involved in an accident. So I was then doing something in the office. I just left, and I ran, the security situations in our office where you have to go through those logs to get out. I didn't know how I got through them. I didn't know how I got to my car. Along the line, was speaking with the one who called me and taking updates, and eventually I was told to meet them at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital. So I went there, and I waited till after some time. And then whilst I was waiting, I made calls to some friends and families to come and help. So they showed up around 4:30 thereabouts, and in a taxi with one gentleman holding our son, and then she was seated at the back. And so we went through the processes of getting her to have a bed. It was a difficult moment. The fortunate thing for us is that she works there, and so we had a bit of easy way to have where she has to be. So later in the night, the police investigator showed up with 1W Ravgoka, and they introduced themselves as the driver and then the police investigator who the case has been reported to. So they were working on the case. So that's how we got to know of the one who had caused the accident. And then we asked about where our vehicle is, and then they said they've instructed it to be towed to the police station at the airport. So that evening we got to know about the one who caused the accident and then where our vehicle was. Then I directed a few friends to go and check if the vehicle is actually at the police station. They requested that we come to the police station at 9 that evening, and so we went, and then we met with the boss of the police inspector and then the W himself. And so we got to know that, okay, he is a soldier, and so we were told of the processes that when something of that nature happens and then a soldier is involved, what they do. So they said that they are supposed to inform the military command about what had happened, and then in that meeting he requested that they hold on to that process and that he would handle the situation. And at the time, I wasn't in the right state of mind, so I just let things be. And then it turns out that, okay, so what they had to do to notify the military and all those processes, he asked for it not to be done, and it was not done. So along the line, he's been visiting. He was going to take a trip outside, and he called to inform us about it and brought 3,000 cedis for us to support our bills. And then when he came back, he came also on a visit. And then along the line, he started the attitude of relaxing. So he won't call, we will call and he will answer and said he'll show up, he doesn't. And then the day we were going to be discharged from the hospital, we were given the notice a week, some days before. So we told him about it. He came with a colleague, and then we told him about what they said to us as what the bill will be. So he just said, like, he said, oh, he's fucked up, excuse me. And so that's what he said. And then he said, okay, so we'll hear from him the next day. The day we'll be discharged, we'll hear from him. That day came, we never heard from him. And we called, he didn't answer. He went off for like a number of days. And then before we started making contacts to people. So
from the period where you sent your wife to the hospital, and then the number of weeks and months she spent in the hospital, cumulatively, how much did you spend?
We were fortunate that my wife works at where she was treated. So from the beginning, we were paying the bill along the line, and then they came in and said from that moment, whatever bill we will have to pay, they gave her a cheat or something of a sort that she could have access to. the rest of the things that are within the facility, and we were not charged for it. The ones that we would have to buy from outside, we buy. So I paid most of the bills for the things that we have to buy from outside. Fortunately, my company have been supportive. When I told them about the news and requested to take some days off, and then at the time it was a difficult moment for the department also because we're short of people, so they requested that I come to work and that we do arrangement for people to come and help in some capacities so that I can be at work. So most of the bills were supported from her workplace and my workplace. But we are still giving even when we don't pay, we are giving the invoices. So we have them. When you put everything together, it will take you to up to like we are close to a 30K as we speak now. And yeah.
So that's 30,000 Ghana cedis.
We are still paying. A lot of the things we cannot account for, like especially when we had to move from the hospital to the house. We have to arrange for somebody to come and have her wounds dressed. We have to arrange for when she was okay and had to go through a physiotherapy, we have to arrange for somebody to come twice weekly to have her go through how to learn how to walk and all those things. We were paying on the side. And so a lot goes into having to take care of some of these things. We are just grateful to God that she happens to be working at where she was taken care of, and my company had also been very supportive. So assuming that we are not at those places, what would have happened? And I think that this is happening to maybe a lot of people out there who doesn't have these privileges that we have. So when you talk about costs, yes, we incurred a lot of costs. Fortunately, I had done an insurance for my vehicle, and so the insurance company fixed the vehicle for us. And at the time we were signing on for a comprehensive insurance, our understanding was that our medical bills and everything is taken care of by the insurance company. But it turns out that you only have for your own self a 2,000 to cover for your medical bill out of the insurance, the comprehensive. The emphasis is rather on the fixing of the car and the third party, and not you yourself. That's all the low moments for us. Okay, so taking care of our child at the time was a difficult moment for us. Even on the first day that the thing happened, when I spoke to people to come and help me, the reason I called my friends was that they would come and help me to just hold him so that I can do the movement I needed to do to have her taken care of. So those I called at the time did not arrive early. So I had to carry him and moving through all those hospital setups, meeting dead bodies and all the, I mean, someone met me along the line and said, no, this child should not be here. I should take him out of here at this moment. And I didn't have anybody to give him to, and I needed to take care of the mother too. So I just said, okay, thank you. God will take care of us. And so we just pray that nothing happened, and we thank God that at that moment, yes, nothing happened. So we've coming home, and fortunately we have invited, if you see my cousin is there, we had to let him come and join us. Her mother had also come to join us. And so we've been managing taking care of him Yeah, we're managing taking care of him. And then this whole situation will deprive you of all the other things you would have to do for your own self, as in your private jobs you have to do to get some small income to support the family, and all those things are taking care of you. So you now have to just rely on your regular salary in these difficult moments. But God being so good for us, we are surviving. You know, yeah.
So let's take from the legal point of view. When the case happened, did you report to the police? When you reported to the police, what happened?
Okay, so the police showed up on the first day and introduced themselves to us as the ones working on the case. And so from the beginning, we had the meeting at 9, as I said earlier on. Then, along the line, the police were reluctant. I have to be calling friends, people I know who can influence, and spoke to people until I had to speak to a good friend who happens to know some big man before 6 months after the thing happened, before the case was taken to the court. And the excuse they kept giving us is that because the one who caused the accident is a military person, they would have to seek a clearance from the military before he would be released to come for the investigation to continue. And it was taking a lot of time. I, at the point, had to go to the military police to lodge a complaint. Over there, I was told that because it was an accident, it turns like a civil case rather than a case where the military will have to be involved. So we were directed back to the police. And at the point, I was feeling like, okay, so a police and a military, they are both uniform people, and so they tend to cover for each other. And so the civilian at the time, when you don't have anybody or know anybody who will speak for you, then you are stranded. So at the point, what was going through my mind was that this country actually is not worth living, because when things of this nature happens to you, and because somebody is in the military, he has to be working freely whilst you live your limited life and all those. So we kept giving the pressure through friends until 6 months, and it was just this December that the case was called. And the interesting thing and the disappointment to us was that, yes, the one who caused the accident pleaded guilty for, yes, driving with a fake insurance, driving without a license, and not driving with a due care. He pleaded guilty of all those things. And then there was a charge of, or a fine of 960 Ghana cedis. I'm like, so is this country worth living for? You have caused all these things to somebody. You have just destroyed a person's life. She's never going to be like same again and all these things. So somebody was just fined for 900, less than 1,000 cedis for causing all those things. Then, I mean, why should I even bother getting a driver's license? I can pay 960. So why don't I just go, if I don't like anybody, go and clear or run into the person and go to the court, and I will pay 960 and I will be satisfied that I've hurt somebody I want to hurt. And all the airtime and all these things that we have been spending on road safety campaign and all of these, is it worth it? That somebody is so bold because he's a military would drive a vehicle, run into somebody, and he will take his own time to show up at the court, and he will be fined for just that amount. So that's the disappointment to us. But then we were also told that whatever damages that we have incurred, we should pursue a civil action to retrieve our damages. Now the question is, pursuing a civil action means what? Civil action means what? Going for a lawyer, taking the person to court. All of those things comes with what? Resources. if somebody is not in the position to acquire or procure those resources, then what happens? It means that the case dies. Somebody loses her natural state of legs, and for somebody to suffer only a damage of that magnitude.
Between the 31st May period last year and then the 6 months period throughout before the case went to court, was the soldier still in contact? And then how often was it? Was he?
Okay, so from the day we left the hospital, before then, when he promised to show up and never showed up, I sent text messages, made calls, and he would not mind us. I threatened that I was going to go to the military police to make a report. He would not mind us. So I actually went to the military police and made a complaint. And then I was told that we should go back to the police, and that it was a civil case. But then when we were there and they placed a call to him, and the phone was put on loudspeaker, he just told, maybe because he's ahead of the person who has called him in terms of rank, he just told the person, is this not money we want? He is going to look for money, and when he gets the money, he will call us. But it wasn't as if we want your money to go and feed ourselves. You have caused the damage. We needed to pay the medical bill. And that's what he said to the person. And actually, nothing happened. Nobody had done anything to him. So that's how it has been. So along the line, when we had to now arrange for the physiotherapy I mentioned earlier, then he showed up again and said, he knows someone at 37 who can do the physiotherapy. So we should go to 37 and ask of the person. And I'm like, no. If we were to be going to 37, then we should as well go to Ridge. But an arrangement was made for somebody to come home and do that so that I can also have some space to go to work, because my employers don't have the laxity to be waiting for me. So it is not a matter of go and see this person, somebody we don't even know, to go and introduce ourselves that, oh, this person said we should come to access a physiotherapy with you. Then when we went to the police to tell the police about this, then he said to the police that he had told us to go to 37, but we refused to go. So it means that we are not ready for him to help us. So you could see the posture of the person, probably because of the protection he has from the military, that he knows nothing can happen to him. So we have to go through all of those things ourselves.
How has your marital life been after this whole incident? Are you coping with it? Has it been the same? Has it gone bad? How are you coping with it?
You know, there are things you cannot say on air. It's not been like easy. It's not been as it used to be, especially when every morning or even in the night you have to wake up, take your wife to the bathroom, wait, bring her back, come and put her on the bed, wait in the morning before you go to work, make sure everything is in place, bring her to come and lay her before you go to work. And whilst you are at work, you are thinking of what will be happening. So the psyche of not giving your work the full attention. And it was at a point I realized I was becoming impatient with everybody, even at work. And I realized it was because of the situations at home. So it's not been like, it's not been easy. A lot, there were tensions at home as well, and it's as a result of those things that happened that I cannot tell on air. So it's psychologically, it's not a good thing that anybody will be happy to go through.
Your insurance company took care of your car So what about the soldier's company? Did his insurance company take care of?
Okay, so we contacted a lawyer who is a family friend to lead us into dealing with the insurance bit of the whole thing. And the lawyer wrote to, when at the time the thing happened, the guy presented a priority insurance certificate to the police. So the police gave me a copy. So we gave it to the lawyer, and the lawyer wrote to the priority insurance company, and they never responded. Then he wrote a reminder, they never responded. Then the lawyer asked us to inform the police about the situation. So when we informed them, the police gave us a hint that he's investigated and realized that the insurance certificate he had given was fake. So from there, the lawyer did not write to the insurance company again. But it didn't take the lawyer to write. Just when the thing happened, and I placed a call to them, and the agent we deal with asked me to send pictures of the car, and then where the car had been towed to. So we did that. Then they went to do their assessment. They sent their people. It took. Go on. It took from May, when the thing happened, to December for the case to be taken to the court, and the proceedings lasted for less than 20 minutes.
So has the fine been paid?
The fine was not supposed to be paid to us. That is to the state for the offenses of driving without a license, and then driving an uninsured vehicle, and then driving without, according to the legal terms, due care. And so I have the charge sheet. That's what they said, and he has pleaded guilty of all. So what we were told is that we should go and pursue our civil case to retrieve our damages.
Enti sese yakwa akutie be ma no so edie ebi afei na waba beka yensa asam no nyese ye boni se ya na yagyae ne sa ye pese obi ehunu se de tie uber driver na oba musa nko oba beboa no ono so yenya no ye ne be kasa osojani no ono so yes ade na ene otene ba bi ehunu de oye no ono so ye ne be kasa na afei ye hunu na utie ye nua ba no se de no wo ka se unso no koye health professional ni ntino unse na ni tse no otimi guide yenye se na nkwanhia kra sisa no a ede na wo se victim no ana se yen ya pese yeboa no so wo se ye fi se ya meta te se mpo posifo no moka ana se Red Cross Society no se bi o accident ni sikra no a enye no mpo ne kun no na how ye handle no nti enua bai se enye se o de professionalism kakra wura mu ni ade kra bia kebi asere nke be hande no kra be sa wasin situation na eno ye bedi eho enkomo ene sebia nipa no a insurance na ye insure ye cars no say na tie ye bibi atoronchen bi say ne ba no a say na e wo say insurance no so ba mu na etimi ebebe boa ye de ono any insurance sa no nti say no mra no se de na mra no betimi aka de aboa fisa me sure pa say ye hwe we a ye kan we say obi nso akomu saa but ono anya aboafo utie ni kunu no kra de no a 6 months along the line hokra baabi ene onya aboafo bi a yetimi pesu yama etimi kokko do post for nsem e court na wa hwe say emra no me call law school bi aba wo hwe a de fine no kra no ye so je charges ni nyina to mu nti ene fine no 960 Ghana cedis and say was so much was so but some no eya reho bebre enye chese sika be ne betimi de ne nan no ana obetimi akeka ne ho sede na tie ebia nso wo bibi kakra but ye be follow up nti mo Facebook mo ye mane nso ha no ye mane nso ha ye me ye we nya ho sa akeke na kwa kwesi say yemi phone lines no 0302 211 701 702 703 704 0302 211 701 702 703 704 mehu se nkrofo edi ya opa mema esu wo Facebook no de esewani ensel kache okọ afia amankwata maklo page wonuma Margaret wose not easy asamne ya na reho Queen Blacko wose mi sumpo ewiase de onwu yempo ene ye ne seye nti ya se ye hu se enua bia didem a ya yenhwe ha we hande wo no bu o ya mfa anwo no te se de enua bai afamu ibisa pepepe mame esi kato wose ne de no so akwa akohwe bi no wusu echampon se nyankopon ehwe ye nyina eye arehosem papa ohima kisiwa sentence so se officer na de ne ye no ya de no hu nsem nyina beba yenkwa ahoma no so ofori wa ahoma no so ofori no pa oti enkan ye mo ache
ojo so mini aba
e da se na free here no pay
free be possible from Twin district
yo yentio
e peti mi hu se e bia nka civilian de ka no bo no sa nka that same 9 sister ni no with you as answer o ye soja ni nti no no tiaza
no de em say law no na ebetimi a kire ye musa ba ye de lawyer nso bebam na o mo aboa ye wo sa questions ya wabusa ni other questions bebre ye da say yenko takwa Frank nso wo Frank no pay ye chia mo akwaba
good morning
ejo so papa
pato aya no bi o ma ntiase na odam de sojeyi na odeka other ball offendment obi na in fact what you want to say asam do en yo but o me o kan de sister no na bisiano so je you mama won front to people or there so je you know or there when you dia kata because one year no that means you know e mani e wo mu ha de ye hu ma titi a oroko e did I give you that so je you say uniform let or the card go bia but they would just so je na but actually so different issues you know although when you that person baby that because of uniform man you know some no
era say papa so or make you point yen hwe so foforo so e wa homa no so yen fancy here na empensem mu man hine kwabna santen fanto so na sade ya ka no uber driver no ye de ne beba ye be ko insurance for no match ye mu Ghana forces for so de on de beba police for mra nim for so bebam na afa ye hu ba bi asemwe e beka kwesi ma ne nso ho a ene de ha ne brema kwan afia mankwa atamaklo de besi